Alright. Glass. Okay. Alrighty. Huh. Can I have my matches back?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Can I light this, or is it going to be too much for you?
No, you're fine.
Alright. We're just going to light an incense here. It's in my enclosed burner, so we should be okay. And there's not that much of it. Remaining on this stick. And we'll put the lid on the box. See, we're all nice and contained. Nice little dragon incense box. Alright. Okay. So, when we left off yesterday, it's Monday. Hi, guys. It's Monday art time. Managed to start a little bit earlier today. I kind of woke up and got up because I'm like, I have no idea what time it is, but it feels really late. It wasn't as late as I thought it was, but it was like the second time I had woken up. I think the stillness of the house actually weirded me out a little bit, but that's okay. We needed to get up. So, yesterday we added this cloud here, and we finished putting in our cloud bank in between the two tree lines, and we're going to bring this other tree line into here. I do want to make a small adjustment over here, because now that I'm looking at it, it's like just two straight lines, so... Uh-oh. I wrapped it up too good. Shit. There we go. Like, where's the end at? Okay. We're gonna make just a real, well, as quick as it can be adjustment on this guy here. And we are painting with wool, so we are needle felting along with a Bob Ross tutorial instead of just using regular paint, or oil paint, not really regular paint, but we're using wool roving and acrylic yarn. Depending on what shade I have a need for. Most of what I use is the acrylic yarn, because I don't have that much roving in all of the colors I need. They come in these small little, like, floss bag sized amounts, and that can get real expensive real fast when you need a lot of it. And the acrylic yarn works pretty good for this. I mean, you can use the acrylic yarn on figurines too, but you might need at least a little bit of roving at the center, because sometimes the acrylic yarn doesn't like to stick to itself all that well, although I've not had much trouble with that. I know some people have said that, but I've been able to do like ornaments and stuff with just the acrylic yarn and no roving in the middle, and we've done all right. We've done all right, so but I guess it just comes down to personal preference there. Sorry, I'm just thickening up this one spot. Because the more I was looking at it, the more I was like, I don't know. So,
Seriously?
yes, Daddy. Susie wants to potty.
In just a minute and I'll take you out, okay?
And he wants to potty right
After first, I'll take you guys out.
right now. Alright, so I'm just gonna get this little bit filled in here, and then we'll move on to the next spot. Hi Zuzu, you gotta wait just a minute, okay buddy? Hi. Good afternoon. I has not seen you yet today, because you were hiding in Grammy's room. Huh. Huh, Pepper Dupper. Okay, Daddy had to go potty first real quick. Hi. So hope everybody's Monday's going all right. Hope your weekend was okay. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed at the moment. Keep the pupper occupied. Huh. Gotta keep that pupper occupied. Oh, buddy. Huh. Hopefully Daddy's not too long. Yeah. I don't scratch as good as Grammy though. I don't actually have nails. Nothing meaningful at least. I want to get a little bit more right in here. So anybody do anything fun and exciting this weekend? At all? My fun and excitement extended to not leaving the house. Alright, there's Daddy.
Okay. Okay.
And just kind of chilling. And working on stuff and streaming with you guys yesterday. And I got one ball of yarn of the new stuff fluffed, and I got, oh that's right, I got some video editing done too. I'm sorry I didn't come back last night for Planet Zoo. I really wasn't feeling well by the time we got to the end of the art stream yesterday. Tonight I won't be coming back because the husband's either streaming or doing something with a friend if he feels up to it. Bad allergy day today. It was super windy last night. And I know he's got a sinus headache. My dad was being my dad. and my mom wanted to go up super early this morning, so Russell took her up for that. I was still asleep. I vaguely registered him leaving. Alright. We're gonna work on getting this other hill put in here now. Okay. Oh, I don't have the other light on. There we go. Forgot. Sun's actually out, and kind of forgot that we hadn't put that on yet. Alright, so this whole thing in here we're going to start to work on that. And I want to get this pink filled in a bit more here. Just so we have a little bit of color back here as we're filling in the trees on this section. Now this is acrylic yarn, this color, and this is Paint Box, Simply Chunky, and this is the blush pink. And I'm just gonna do kind of, I don't know if I'd really say a quick pass, but it probably doesn't have to be as solid as the other areas. Alright, so we'll get this. Worked into here. So we're gonna have all kinds of trees and stuff happening in this section. So I know it looks a little blocky at this very moment. But we'll get that sorted in here. Alright. So what's everybody doing? What you working on? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Oh yeah, so for those that want to watch the tutorial in full, maybe the link to the YouTube, the tutorial link on YouTube to the Bob Ross channel. Since we're not, you know, following along at full speed with Bob, we have to keep pausing. Because I don't work as fast as Bob on a good day. And with this medium, really not gonna happen, at least for me, working at Bob's pace in this size. So this is measured out for an 8x10 interior square here. The outer square of this piece altogether is 9x12. So I'm going to cover some of these thin spots here. Because I'm thinking when we go to put the trees on top of it, it might, our thin spots might turn into gaping sections with nothing there as the fiber is pulled and moved around into different areas. But right now my big concern is just getting the color filled in. Alright. Like, how is that, like, what noise is that dog making? It's two different dogs in the feeding drinking station. They're actually both over here together, so that we can have side-by-side doggy action. Somebody's eating and somebody's drinking. They didn't really get much in the way of goodies for me last night, so they're finally deciding to eat their dog food. What I was gonna make last night, I didn't end up eating. I ended up having something different. Who's calling?
One was neighborhood Walmart.
Uh-huh.
Don't know what the other one was. Your mom picked it up.
Alright, so we got that. Okay. Alright, so like this little center section in here will get filled in just a minute. I feel like we're on session 6. I forgot to put it in the title, but I feel like that's what session we're on. With this guy. He's got a lot of background blocks of color here, so those take a little bit to put in. And let's see what we can do here. getting this worked in, and we might. Well, no, we should be able to get these trees in today. So we are starting a little bit early. We might even get our. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get the water in today, but we'll see. We'll see. Because there is sort of like a river running through here, which is, oh, sorry, the sun. Sun's coming in the window behind me. So this is like a river bend thingy here. So this is like a island land finger here, and then we've got like a section of land here, and then there's like a little guy right in here, but uh-oh.
Sounds like you just snapped another one, huh?
Yeah. That's a problem.
Is that the last one or something?
No, I didn't know I had snapped it.
Oh god.
Until I heard the snap.
So is it in the pad?
No, I had it in my hand and I thought it hit the microphone.
Okay.
I never heard it fall.
Well, give me your flashlight.
Like, I never saw it fly or anything. Like, I had it here and it went snap. Because I was doing something over here.
It's not in there. I don't know what you did with it, dear. Yeah, I don't know what you did with it, hon.
We're gonna need to get a magnet.
Well, where are we magneting? We don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I never even saw it fly.
And what were you doing when it snapped?
I had it here, and I was pointing something here, and then I heard a snap. So I don't know if I was in the microphone.
It might be wedged in there then. I didn't hear it rattling around, but it could be wedged in the microphone.
Surprised I didn't electrocute myself.
Depends on what you poked. But
Well. Interesting. I didn't even hear it land anywhere. That's the truly bizarre part. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta get another needle. That is so strange. I mean, the other one I found in my lap. It somehow had attached to my pants. Haha, I got it. We're good. I found it. Yep, that's it. Let me get my tools. Can't get the drawer open. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just be a minute. Okay, so we'll put that piece down in there. You know, I'd been looking at that needle, and I kept thinking for the past couple of times that it looked bent, but didn't look bent at the same time. Okay. But we're good. We found it. I don't know if the husband heard me say I found it, but I found it. Sweetie?
Yeah?
I found it?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't acknowledge, so I
I
didn't
know I was supposed to acknowledge it.
I didn't know if you heard me. Okay. We're all good now. Although, oh, there's the pink fluff. I'm like, although we have pink fluff missing now, but... Alright, Mr. Microphone, you stay back there, and we'll stay up here. And we'll get to work with the new guy. Alright. No harm, no foul, we found it. All good. High-powered flashlight to the wind. Like, they're so lightweight, the tips on them. They don't really make much noise when they fly. I didn't think I had gotten that close to the microphone, but apparently I had. Okay. So let's work on getting this edge cleaned up here. Now I'm gonna have like trees coming over to the very edge. So our pen line here will kind of melt into the background here in just a minute. Oh no, really? Alright, hold on guys. Of all times to get a fucking nosebleed. I was like, oh, my nose itches. That's weird. Okay. Okay. So this day is just not working out how I intended. So we'll finish getting this bit of ground finished filling in. As best as we can. So we have to fill in over to here. So that shouldn't be too bad. Okay, now, let's see, didn't I? Okay, I did use all of it. All right, just making sure. Wasn't sure if I had grabbed that entire remaining bit of fluff or not, but I guess I did. This bit of land kinda sits in front of this cloud bank here. So get that worked into here. And I'm not going to be super worried about this pen line in here because this is our river, like I said earlier. So that'll be just fine there. Okay. And this we're just kind of doing a basic fill in here because we're going to have trees kind of sitting all the way up. With our varying heights and things. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah?
Can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you get me a paper towel?
Oh.
Yeah.
Lincoln again?
It was itchy and I rubbed it and then I'm like, huh, now it feels like my nose is running.
Guess that's why it was itchy, huh?
Yeah. The tissue I had just wasn't cutting it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, it's probably not going to be like super tentatively covered like we were up in the sky. But, you know, we just do need to make sure that we get some kind of color laid in here. Alrighty. So that's not looking too bad. We're getting there. Steadily getting there. Decided that was a little bigger than I wanted for right in here. Okay. We will work on this section. All right. Making sure that everybody's behaving on the back section there. And they seem to be. As best as possible, anyway. Okay. So has anyone ever tried to follow along with the Bob Ross tutorials before? Whether it be with paint or cross stitch or needle point. Mosaic tile. Mosaic tile would be a little difficult. Like, you'd really have to plan that one out and sketch it and block in like lines of what color's going where. And that would probably be more like Bob Ross inspired. That would be very challenging. We've done one of his in tissue paper. Tissue paper art's fun. I still have a bunch of tissue paper. For when we eventually get back around to that. I'm just going to fill in a few of these gaps here. We didn't even get to enjoy all of the incense. It went out. That's sad. Some of those sticks don't like to stay lit. I had to unplug my wax melter because it had to get moved because the fish tank took its home. And I wasn't sure I was going to have a plug for it, but we got a different surge protector for the fish stuff. So I might be able to bring the wax melter back. Just going to be in a different spot. So I might see about doing that this week. All right. We just have a couple more little thin patches here that I want to fill in. Okay. We're getting there. Still not sure how I feel about this one. Oh, I did get some editing done on the speed felt last night, so I've got 2 of the, what, 10, 11 live streams edited now. I was gonna start the 3rd episode, but I was pretty tired. Alrighty. Kind of wish the other Katamari had come to Steam. Like, I wish they both did. Because there's a Katamari, there's at least one other one. If not a 3rd one. But, the one I'm thinking about, the 2nd one that I had, you could, I don't know, it was different stuff you were doing. Like, I remember some kind of, like, gymnasium type thing. Like a running track or something. That I think had obstacles on it. I'm not sure if you could compete against somebody else. Like in a 2-player capacity. Oof. That vehicle was painful. Did not enjoy that one going by. So I realized that we had been holding the camera, or not the camera, the microphone a few minutes ago and shaking it. And I was like, oh shit. Did we shake loose the mic connection? Had that sucker come loose before and not realized it. I'm just going on like business as usual. Okay. So that was just kind of a real quick fill-in section there because... Oh, what color gray were we on? I think we're on the medium gray now. That's where we're at. With this at this point. Sorry, I'm trying to see if my nose has stopped bleeding. Because it's a right pain in the ass when it starts doing this. Sometimes they're super quick. And sometimes they're not. Okay, so, nope. Marvin. Behave. Alright, so we're going to advance through tutorial a little bit here. And I'm going to see about this, where's my mouse? There it is. We're going to see about this next set of tree line. Now he's using a darker version of the color he used for this. I'm just going to go with a different color altogether. Because when he gets it up there, it looks grayish to me. I mean, it looks similar to this color. Kinda. Maybe we should use that color for this. Although I don't have that much of it. But these are a little bit closer. So they're gonna be a little bit more pronounced. So he kind of has this like whole like blocky bit of color in here. I might add a little bit more white into here just to bring that cloud line down a little bit further. Because yeah, like right in here he starts kind of bringing in the water line. But he stops like somewhere over in here. I am gonna just bump this forward just a little bit. Okay, so there he starts bringing in a little bit darker tone. I kind of want to see these two colors against each other. I mean, they look similar. Like, what I'm trying to really figure out is, do we want this color here? Because it's still a bit further away. And we save the darker gray for over here because it's a bit closer. Alright, so he's got that whole thing. Okay, and then he's got this one. So this one, okay, so this is gonna be like the darker gray too. So maybe we'll wait on that darker gray. Oh, I pissed it off. There it goes. Oh. Oh, I done fucked that up. This is... Did I done fuck that up? Oh no. Well... Kind of. I kinda done fucked it up. Alright, so... Okay, so the water's gonna come like back down into here. There's actually another little guy in here. Okay. Well, that is a very dark, in-your-face brown, so... Alright. So in theory, we could use this other brown into here, like this more like brownish green instead of the more grayish green. So we're not gonna have enough of the grayish green, I don't think, to get that section in, but we should have enough of that one. Alright. So like I said, sometimes our pen lines don't mean much of anything. Maybe I'll just leave the clouds like they are. Alright, so, okay. Alright, so we'll bring that forward to about... Nope, too far. So, yeah, I mean, they're similar colors, but they're not the same. I don't think they're the same. No, they're not. One's browner than the other. Wait. They're very close, but they're not the same. So I'm losing my mind over this color. Okay. So these guys can be a little bit thicker. At the very bottom, I'm just gonna twist those tails up into there. And we'll start to work this guy in here. So these trees in this section are going to be a little bit taller. And they're going to have a little bit more to them. All right. So we're gonna lose a little bit of the bottom section of this in here, and that's all right. Because I didn't realize that my brain misinterpreted that the first time I saw it. It happens. Now that I'm looking at it for round 2, I'm like, oh, hey. Would you look at that? We saw that entirely differently previous. On our previous looky-loo. Alright, I'm gonna pop this guy up. Alright, now work on getting our next guy in here. As best as we can. Okay. So we'll get that guy. Trying to vary the heights a little bit, just so they look like they're a bit separated here. This guy can be one tree here. Where do I want to put you? Height wise, let's see about putting you here. Alrighty. Next bit of fluff. Yeah, so this end little bit's a little thin here, so I'm just gonna take that back up. Just kind of wrap that around the bottom there. As we work on getting this guy. Stabbed into here. I don't have a real tight hold on this. I'm just kind of holding it out of the way. So that way I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, so like I said, we'll end up losing a bit of this tree line in here. Alright, has this might have subsided enough, we can get rid of that. Okay. Now, next bit of fluff. He's got those trees pretty tightly packed in there. Pretty dense. We'll see what we can do here. Alright, so now I've got this little tiny nub of fluff here. Don't really know what I'm gonna do with. I guess we can like stick you down in here, I suppose. On like the little point coming down into the water. All right. So I'm just gonna, again, just grab that little bit of a thinner end there and just kind of tuck it back up, twist it around. I don't want too much separation between these trees. Okay. We can make that one a little bit taller, probably. Right. I mean, we've got a pretty good section here for length. Let's see, where do we think you'll be best suited to? Maybe here? Because we're going to lose a little bit of this length as we tap this guy in. Because I still want to gradually come down in height here. As best as we can. All right. Okay, there's just a couple loose little guys in there. What was that?
My foot getting caught on the wire to my earphones. Okay.
You alright?
Yeah, just headache.
Okay. So, kind of don't want to go below this height until we get on the other side. So, I mean, hopefully we've got enough of this. And we should. But I guess we'll see. As we get there. And I do feel like this one would have been much easier to follow with some sort of paint. But here we are. Here we very much are. Maybe there. Lots of little wispy ends here, trying to get them all under control and tucked into where they need to be. Just making sure we're all good and in there. Alright. Now we've got this little guy. What do we want to do with this little guy? Alright, so this little guy. Guess we can get you into here. I don't want to waste it. I know we're going to need a little section in there anyhow. Alright. I mean, it's filling in. It's filling in. I mean, this looks ridiculously large, but like I said, the other little finger jut here that I fucked up and misinterpreted, because my brain was just not paying attention very closely, I guess. I think we're gonna use a good chunk of this. Okay. So, this one popped into here. That vehicle didn't sound too good. Alright, so let's see. What height are you? Alright, we can get another one of you in here. No problem. No problem at all. So I'm getting this one tapped into here. Hold on, you guys, 1 second. Alright, so, sorry about that. Because, you know, all of the things today. All of the things. Well, I kind of put a dad update on Twitter, but so they had moved my dad out of the ICU. They had told him it was going to be at least another day, the day or two before. And I was looking at Russell and I'm like, that seems awfully quick, but they didn't meant go home. I guess they meant in the ICU, so they moved him out of ICU. And now he's being his normal, demanding self, because apparently he was getting a little crotchety and getting a little demanding on the nurses, and they had to tell him, you're not the only patient, apparently. So I'm like, oh Lord. And they're talking about wanting to do a surgery to implant a Watchman, kind of like a filter, to potentially catch any possible blood clots if they take him off the blood thinner, so they can take him off the blood thinner so we don't have this happen again. But something about they had talked to the heart doctor first, and because he's also on a pacemaker and he's got AFib and all this other shit. Like, it never ends. So I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know if they've talked to the heart doctor yet. It's a holiday. Well, it's a weird holiday here. It's a holiday for some people and not a holiday for others. Oops, doodle. President's Day is weird, how some places observe it. Yeah, we can get you in there. Like, I guess it depends on, you know, what you're doing, and I suppose, you know, private practice doctors can choose whether or not their office is going to observe it or not, and but I don't know what's going on with the status of that yet. Last little while ago, it was still they weren't sure yet, so they still had him on a liquid diet, clear liquid diet. So his sugar's all fucked to shit, and 'cause of course it is. But don't really know anything new. He does, or he did, imagine it's still there. He did at one point have a filter in his leg that I think is still there, because he did have a blood clot there to catch any of it if it broke off until it eventually dissolved. But so I guess this is gonna be sort of the same kind of deal if they end up doing it. My mom's all in a tizzy, but it's surgery. I'm like, Mom, it's safer than him being on the blood thinners. I mean, you know? Right now, that's the better option. But we'll see. What ends up happening there as we go forward. I know whatever he was being bitchy about, my husband had to get it into his head that if he doesn't listen and do what they tell him to and do the exercises they tell him to, that he'll have to go to a nursing home, because he needs to be able to get up and go to the bathroom himself, because there's only so much that the husband and I can do to help him. And he kind of started behaving a little bit better after that. My dad's not the easiest person to deal with on a good day. So, you know. He's very demanding at times. A lot of the times it's not, can you get me this? Get me this is what it is. So he like wants it like now, and I'm like, whenever he asks me for something, I'm like, it's gonna be a few minutes. Because usually when he asks me in the middle of doing something that I can't just jump up and walk away from. Very quickly. And you know, if it's not an emergency, the nurses will get it at the hospital. You have to give them a few minutes. They can't just drop everything just for you. Alright. Okay. So we're getting that worked into, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. Okay. So, the roving can be a lot, depending on how it's processed. Certain types of roving can be a little bit scruffier than others. The other roving that someone had sent me was very smooth. So either that one had been processed more or it was a different type of wool. But they said they couldn't end up using it for what they wanted to do. So I had ended up with that. And I still have some of it. But, so tonight my plans are to get some more editing done on the speed felt, and I want to try to get at least one more ball of fluffed. I'm not sure what color I have next. I'm not sure if it's a yellow or if it's a brown. So I need to look up that color number. Because I looked on Lovecraft's website last night just to get or verify the color I was working on fluffing, and they are out of so many shades on the Simply Chunky on the paint box yarn right now. And I don't, now this yarn's made in Turkey, so I don't know if those, I don't know where in Turkey it was made. So I don't know if those earthquakes are going to be affecting production. So I might have to switch to a different brand for a while. We'll see. They do have another brand. It's an Aran yarn. It should still be fine for this. What the hell is it called? Specialty Craft or something? Something like that. I might try to switch over to if I have to. It's about the same price as Paintbox, but Paintbox has been like on a constant sale lately, so might also be why they're out of so many colors. We will see what happens with that. They might be out of those shades for quite some time. If the brand's even able to recover. I was trying to look up where in Turkey it was made, but I wasn't having much luck, so I don't know if it's in the areas that were hardest hit or what. Okay. That might be a little thick. We'll go with it. So maybe we still have a bit to fill in here. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I don't want to get too much lower, at least not consistently, than this guy. If possible, down in through here. All right. So this next section here. I don't even know what this color is called, because the multitude of roving colors that I had purchased, they just came in the bags. There was no color chart or anything. It was just a bag of little bags, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. It's a, oh, look at all the pretty colors situation. I was like, alright, I guess. Oh, are we actually gonna get 3 out of this one? Fascinating. Well, that's good. Wasn't quite expecting that. But, you know, that's fine. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do a neti pot?
I took a shower.
Your mom was looking for you.
Yeah, I know. I stopped that. There's nothing up there. Captain?
Do you want me to stop? Do you want ice? Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so Do you want the window shut?
No.
Okay. Alrighty. So we've got this little guy in here too. I don't want to waste anybody here, so get this guy. Worked into there. I'm okay with a little bit of this pink coming through because then it kind of looks like some breaks in the trees, so that should be okay there. All right. So we're gonna start getting a little bit shorter in here. Or at least we're gonna try. Alright, we'll see how that's gonna go. Alright, so let's see here. Probably about there. Picking up all these little fuzzy doos from everywhere here. So we're slowly making progress here. Anytime you kind of have to keep stopping and adjusting for length on stuff, it's going to take a little bit longer. But again, that's okay. This guy looked a little loose, that's just why I'm coming back in and just retouching that guy. Alright, and then this piece, we probably won't need to adjust. Height on him, probably. Let's see, how little of a tail is that? I don't know if that's worth really snipping. So we'll just kind of fold that guy back down over. And I know we didn't have to necessarily fill this pink in behind this like brownie green, but in the spots where it's a little bit thinner and stuff, we do have a little bit of that pink bleeding through, so that's fine. That's what I wanted. And this is just, you know, pulling off whatever amount you really want. Like the thickness of your strands here. That's going to be up to you. Oh, hold on there. Hold on there, friend. You kind of need to be attached right there. Instead of wandering away. Alright, I'm just kind of trying to see if I can shove that little section over just a little bit. If possible. I might have to double up over that. I kind of didn't want to, but I think we'll have to. Nope, nope. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it takes a few taps to get that going there. Hang on. My headphones are pinching my ear. Rather, ow, painfully. Why? What is your deal? Like they were so good for a couple of days and now all of a sudden. Alright, let's see about snipping you to about there, I think. Alright, so now I have to be thinking about where our next real height difference is gonna come in here. So if we go to alright, so this guy's gonna sit about here. Maybe these two are the same shade, but the dye lot's different. Because now that I'm like getting these two worked in here, they really do look almost identical. That's wild. that guy right into here. Or at least we're gonna try to. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better that they're almost identical, because that way if the one color runs out, which it might, we might be able to work something out here. Maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe I'm just wanting them to be different. Okay. So hope everybody's Monday is going well. I'm just kind of working this guy backwards just a little bit. Just for a change of pace here. Because why not? So this section I'm gonna have like kind of just touching this cloud line section in here. And again, it might take a few stabbies to make sure you're getting all those little wispy guys. The little loose ends there tacked down. All right. As my trees are totally not straight. All right. Work on getting this guy filled in here next. So I kind of know where I need to be height-wise, kind of. Sometimes that's easier to be like, yeah, but then when you start tapping the fibers in, it shrinks the length a little bit. Just making sure we're good and attached and that nobody's come loose as we're tapping into other places. So I've got this little, we can get you in there. At least I think we can. So I'm not sure, I think we might, I don't know if we're gonna have time to get to the water today. There's a chance we might. And I just want to fold you over. But I don't know if we're gonna get to water today. We'll see. Looking at the time, we'll see. Alright, I didn't want to waste that little tiny nubby. So, I'll get him put into there. Alright. Next bit of fluff and stuff. The difference between these two shades is so subtle. So very subtle. Or it's a dye lot. I'm not entirely certain. Like, I kind of feel like they didn't give you a color chart so that they could just give you whatever. And have them just be like, meh, this is fine. People can't bitch about a color missing if they didn't know they were supposed to have it. Or they can't bitch about the dye lot being off of the color chart if they don't have a color chart. Kind of deal. The only thing that sucks about buying this multi-pack of roving though is that you can't reorder just a specific color. At least I don't think you can from this particular setup. And you run out, you run out. I mean, I guess you could try to find a yarn that's a similar color, but that's gonna be super tricky. I mean, it would still be tricky for yarn if you run out, because, you know, unless you bought extra the same dye lot, it's gonna be a little different. So try to look at your project and give it an honest look and see, and look at how much yarn you have, or roving or whatever, and be like, do I think I can accomplish this with what I have? Because don't rely on your supplier, especially if you're ordering online. Don't assume you're going to get the same dye lot, because you're probably not. You're not the only one purchasing that color. And especially if you're purchasing on location as well, there's no guarantee they're going to have that dye lot when you go back. But we've had plenty of yarn. I've not completely gone through an entire color yet. That will probably change when I start moving to doing more stuff here soon. But, you know, we'll see, we'll see. How all of the things pan out. Probably could have topped off a couple more of the yellow shades last night in their fluff bags, but I was like, it's enough for now. as I was going through some of them, because I really want to get these new colors on the wall, and get this cardboard box that's being a pain in the ass out of the room. Because it is kind of in the way. But I've also been trying to keep the yarn in the box so the cats don't decide to say, hey, string, and fuss it all up. So alrighty. We're doing pretty good in this section. I know it doesn't look like much at the moment, but we still have another hill to kind of work into here that I messed up when I drew it in. And that's fine. Like I said, these pens were just, you know, pen line was approximately. It was probably subject to change anyhow. But, you know, we gotta start at the beginning, which we are, and we are working our way down. And we're getting the things and stuff done. We have a shiny new needle, accidentally. I'm gonna have to see if I can get more of these needles at some point, because I really don't like the medium and the large gauge on this. They're a lot heavier. And I know it's more for if you have, I think, a looser weave fabric, smaller the needle, the better it'll work on the tighter weaves. But I just don't like those larger ones either. I think it's because the felt's such a tight weave. It actually tires my hand trying to use it, so I'm like, ugh. Let's just go back to the small one. The small one weighed so much less. And I know it's like, they're tiny. They all weigh like next to nothing, but you can feel a weight difference after you get a couple stabs with those other gauge needles. You can definitely feel the weight difference. Alright, so this bottom is gonna look like a hot mess for a little bit. So like I said, we have to get our water line in here, our river, and then I've got to take a look at where I think he brings the river actually over to about here. And then we've got that extra jut out that I forgot to put in properly. I'm not even sure how I did it on the sketch. There's a chance I omitted it altogether. I'm gonna have to look at that, because we did a preliminary concept sketch, because this one was just throwing me for a loop with the color shades that he had, and I was like, I don't have these colors, because he's kind of going with a odd color palette on this one. It was going to be super duper difficult to match. Right, so I don't want to waste any of this since we don't have a whole heck ton of it. Just get that little bit tapped into there. Alright, let me see. Valentino's gonna get all excited thinking we're feeding him. Oh boy, don't get old, guys. My tire spine just cracked and I went to put that on the floor. Alright, so let's take a look at this here. I didn't realize that was in this book. Okay. I kind of put something in down here. But I was more looking at this, so okay, I kind of missed that one. That's alright. That's why I'm kind of like, what do you mean there's another finger here? I didn't, oh, hi. He's like been trained to when this book comes off the top of the tank to keep the lid closed. He's like, food? We're feeding now, right? Where's my food? He's been bubble nesting away. He's got 2 of them going. Let me get my coconut turtle. I got that guy in Key West. His little wiggle eyes. I've been afraid to put him outside because I didn't want anything to happen to him, so he's just been kind of sitting on my computer tower. And then I was thinking, well, oh, we can use his weight on the tank lid door to keep that from opening, but then I realized he's hollow inside, so if I don't have it sitting just so on the tank lid, that's probably not gonna work. So it's like, okay. So now he's just kind of chilling on top of that sketchbook that I have sitting on top of the little feeding door on top of that tank. At least he hasn't vanished like Harold did. Oh, the K's. Alright, so this next section worked in here. I'm thinking those other trees will probably come up to maybe about in here-ish. Kinda. They should probably at least, at the very minimum, like down into here. So it will undoubtedly cover this bottom section here, and I'm not quite sure we're done with that blush pink just yet. I might be using that on that other little finger jut out here. As we are going along. Okay. Trying to figure out what I want to do for dinner tonight. I kind of want to make bourbon chicken, but I kind of don't want to deal with making bourbon chicken. The mess isn't too bad. It would be 2 pots. It would be a pot for my rice, and then it would be whatever I end up cooking the chicken in. And I guess I could cook the chicken in a saucepan. I'm very big on trying to use as little or as few pots as I can when I make dinner. If I could just cook everything in one pot, that would make my life so much easier. But I really want some rice tonight, so make some rice for me and the doggies. And there's not actual bourbon in the bourbon chicken. For some reason, they just call it that. There's chili flakes, but I can't do spicy foods, so those get omitted. I think we still have ketchup. I definitely still have apple juice. It kills me because it's like, oh, a 1/4 cup of apple juice. I'm like, really? And apple juice is not something we always have on hand. And I hate buying a huge bottle of apple juice for like that little amount, and then I can't like just let it keep until I decide to make it again, because now the container's open. So this last time we got juice boxes, and that way you know, I pop open the little juice box and I just squeeze out the 1/4 cup from there, and then I just drink whatever's left in the juice box. That way I'm not like wasting a whole big bottle of apple juice. Even if it wasn't that terribly expensive, it still kills me because like I'll still have half a container that I didn't get to before it's been open too long, and I'm like, damn. But the juice box method has been working pretty well. I go through phases where, you know, it's like, yeah, let's just drink all of this, all of it ever, and then I'm like, no, I can't stomach that right now. I'm tired of it. So I guess we'll do that. We can do some broccoli and green beans with it. I pulled the chicken out last night to make it, and I was just like, yeah, no. I had an obnoxious background headache, and I'm like, yeah, I just want to sit. Sounds like the husband fell asleep. So if you hear any snoring, that's what that's going to be about. He doesn't always snore loud, but just in case he does. Just giving you all a heads up. Alright, and his streams are canceled this week because we weren't sure what was going on with my dad, so apologies for that. Hopefully we can at least get to some duo zoo time this week. Tomorrow I'm gonna work on recording some of that. If I get a free moment. And hopefully we'll be able to get some more of that done there. All of the loud trucks all of a sudden. I mean, traffic was pretty quiet earlier. Although I think that was a tractor trailer that just went by. Not as many that go by as there used to be. Like, we'll get a couple that are doing deliveries for the grocery store, or the gas station down the street, or for Sonic. And then there's this one company that's constantly going by, and I don't know where they're from. But I'm real surprised they don't take the bypass unless they don't have a good enough road to turn to take to get over to it. Ooh. Oh, wow. Ears are super sore today. So I don't know what their deal is. When we were out the other day down in Fayetteville, I've seen all of the chicken trucks. I was like, oh wow. Haven't seen any of these to seeing all of them. So that was kind of crazy. Sorry, I saw a fuzzy sticking up that did not quite look like it belonged where it was sticking up out of. Alright. So, next bit. Oh, right. Oh, he must have just been drifting, because mother-in-law slammed the dryer door shut and he's like popping up. They're talking about disconnecting the RV. In a day or two and heading out, and we're like, it's supposed to storm all day on Wednesday. Are you really sure you should be doing that on Wednesday? They're talking about moving it to their other sisters, and that sister kind of lives on a mountain road that used to be a dirt road. And I'm like, it's gonna turn into a mud pit. And trying to get that RV into the sister's driveway is going to be a nightmare. This other sister that lives closer than the one in Missouri. And the one that's driving it's like, yeah, she says we can go through her son's property to get to hers, but the son has a steeper drop off from the driveway than you guys do. And she's like, I'm concerned about that. But they have a pull trailer that they pull in and out of there, and we're like, yeah, a pull trailer is not the same as an RV. That has like a little bit of flex at the hitch joint. This, you're not pulling this, you are driving this. This is a bus. Beep beep. Like, there's no flex here. Y'all really need to reconsider this. Or at least drive the car up there and actually look at it, because I don't think this is gonna go well. And that's gonna be an awfully expensive mistake. Like, we don't want you guys to like flip this thing on its side or get it stuck somehow and damage this thing, because then, you know, that's gonna be an awfully expensive, oh shit. But apparently they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Alright, let me... Oof. Yeah, we probably should have pulled that one up the last round. Okay. We're probably going to use up all of this color. Might have to dip into the other bag, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see how things go. Alright. Be a loud truck here. Oh, it wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be. Started out like it was gonna be super loud there. Sometimes you get some weird little odd fibers that got entangled into the roving here. It didn't all get carted out. Alright, next. Bit of fluff and stuff. I mean, I'm okay with using up these little tiny bags of roving color. I just want to make sure I have enough since I started using it, because, I mean, what else am I going to use these little tiny bags for? So I'm okay with them getting all used up and going away. I don't want them to go to waste. That's for certain. Alright, just kind of trying to tuck that top little bit in there. Hi, Zuzu. I don't know what you want, bud. I don't have any food. Daddy's in with Grammy. Daddy went to Grammy's room. Why aren't you with other Grammy? Why aren't you taking a nap with other Gram? Or is other Gram up making dinner? I tell you, my back is clicking so much today. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna end up throwing it out. I gotta say. I'm not quite sure why it's being so clicky. What's up, bud? I can't... What? Hi. Yes, hi. I can't really pet you one-handed right now. Where's Grammy? Go find Gram. I'm not Gram. I'm Mommy. Hold on. We have to have a puppy break. Apparently. Where are you going? I thought you wanted love. Do you want love or not? No, I'm not taking you anywhere. Come here. I'm not taking you anywhere. We have to have a puppy break. Alright. I don't know if you can jump up. Can you jump up? Can you? Can you jump up? Come on. Here, let me... Hold on. Let me get your back feet on the rug. Alright, come here. Oh! Hi. So, there's a Zuzu's nose. Hi. Does this make you happy? Are you a happy pupper now? Don't eat my fluff, okay? It's not for eating. Hi. Hi, puppers. Hi. What's up? Are you just mad because is Grammy outside smoking? Is that what it is? And the other Grammy's in the other room and Daddy went in the other room? And now you're being nosy and you're like, where is everybody? Huh? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? You want to know where everybody went? Oh, I know. I know all about it. So this is the squeaky devil. It's the squeaky devil that makes all the high-pitched trills. Oh, I know. You've got fuzzes in your face. Alright, we ready to get back down now? Hang on. There you go. You're very awkward. Alright, go find Gram. Go find Gram. Daddy's in Grammy's room. Okay? Okay. So. Sorry for the pupper interruption. He needed a moment of cuddles and things, I suppose. Sometimes we all need a moment for cuddles and things. Alright. He's basically one of my kids, so we don't have human children. We have fuzzy children. Did we actually... Oh, I'm looking at it. I don't know if... It didn't actually look like it was finished being put in there. We might not need to bust that other color out. Oh! Okay, that happened. As it does sometimes. Oh, if Zortz is Zortz here? Sometimes he lurks. No, Zortz isn't here today. Okay. I have to message him and tell him I'm gonna have to wait to send his pins until next month now. since this month got a little stupid. And we had to order something for my dad for when he comes home. My mom wasn't sure about what bills of his still need to be paid because she doesn't think he paid any of them yet. Now he's going to be having kittens because he's going to be getting late fees, and I don't know if he paid his life insurance. Hopefully they don't hold it against him that he's been in the hospital. But he wasn't exactly loose enough to pay anything anyway. At least he doesn't have any property they can come after. Well, the only property he has is a cemetery plot, so I guess, and then maybe a headstone that he's already purchased. I mean, if they really want that, it's gonna cost more in legal fees trying to get it though, so it's like, well, that's the property. How bad you want it? All right. So we'll get this into here. I might take that one up just a little bit higher. Maybe that one had a growth spurt. So I'm trying to come down in height. One that's a little bit taller here and there should probably be okay. I can see this stripe of pink getting a little bit more noticeable, so I'm probably gonna have to fill that in a bit. There in the middle. But we'll see. I know I'm jumping around a little bit here. Just want to try to keep in mind our height differences. And again, if I just have a little bit left, I just want to kind of stick that in where we can. Okay. Next up, grab a little bitty bit of this. Oh, where are you? You're a different colored fuzz. Okay. So sometimes you'll get these little like planty fibers or little fuzzes that don't really match the color. You can just pull them out. You don't have to use a pair of tweezers to get them, but sometimes I find that's a little bit easier. That way you're not fraying the whole thing. But we're definitely making slow progress. But progress all the same. Progress all the same. So when we eventually get this one wrapped up, I think we'll do another concept stream if I can find where I shoved my colored pencils, because I'm not sure where I shoved them when I cleaned. There's two potential places I can think of off the top of my head. That they may have gone to. But, not super sure. Now that I think about it, I know I had to move them. From where they were located. But we will see. Hi, what is the matter? Let me see if I can find Dad. Because I don't know where Dad went to. Give me 1 second here, you guys. Let's see if I can find him. I don't know if he has his phone with him. Usually always has it with him in his pocket. But sometimes he leaves it on his desk. And I thought he was helping his mom do something. Alright. Just a minute, Zuzu. Okay. Just a minute, buddy. I have found the dead human. And we'll see if the dad human answers my message. Don't know if he's going to. We'll give it a minute. Though he's kind of taking his time if he is going to answer it. So I don't know if his phone is being weird about the Discord messages again. Let's see if I can type like this. Hold on, Zuzu. I know, buddy. I know. Hold on a second. What's the matter, Pepper? Hi. Come on. Come back up. Come on. Oh, hi. You kind of fumbled that one. This is a very small chair to try to jump into, though. There's not really room for you to sit in my lap and me to do this. There really isn't. Moms can't do this one-handed. I really can't. Are you that upset that Daddy vanished?
What? What? Alright, let me drop this off first, okay?
Oh, now we're really gonna get mad.
I'll be right back.
We're really gonna get mad now. You need a bath, by the way. You need a bath. We probably should have did that today since it was warmer. Huh. Huh. Are you gonna be my assistant? Do you want to help me? Are you gonna help me? Oh, big puppy yawn. Are you gonna help me? Did you need cuddles again? Huh? Did you need... Oh, kisses. Thank you. Hi. What? Oh, thank you for all of the kisses. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hi. Hi. What's the matter with you today, huh? You're just very needy today? Are you just super needy? Dad said he's coming right back for you. Dad'll be right back. He had to take something outside for Grammy. I know. I know. I know all about it. Here, stop fighting me. You've got all of these eye fuzzes in your eye. That's not going to be very good for you. No. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, puppy kisses. Oh, thank you. Yes, that's my face. Yes. Hi. 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 Thank you. Thank you for all of the kisses. Oof. Oof. Oh, good. Ah! Oof. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. You're going to fall. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're so... We're so excited. We're so excited. We're so excited. Oh my goodness. Your tail. Your tail. Your tail's destroying the place. Uh-oh, Momo, don't jump. Momo, don't. Oh, easy. Don't jump, Momo. Don't jump. Don't jump, Momo. Hi, do you want to go out with brother? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's not hurt. He's just being wild. For some reason he got extra squeaky as he got older.
Okay. Oh, fuck my head. Alright.
Something like that. So are you canceling with Tyler tonight?
I'm not sure yet. Very real chance.
What were you two supposed to do anyway?
Just play a game. Come on, Momo.
Yeah, I don't know. The second you went in the other room, he got all extra weird.
Come on, stop stretching. Come on. Thank you.
I don't know what his deal is.
And of course, people are burning wood for some reason.
Oh, those people behind us?
I don't know who.
Is there a smoke cloud behind us?
I didn't have a chance to notice.
Oh, because I was thinking maybe they're burning that bamboo they cut down.
It smells like the friggin' wood from the harps.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why they're burning. It's 70-some degrees out. Why are they burning wood?
Oh, fuck my head.
Idiots. They're all wound up. I don't know why people have wood stoves going. It's not cold out. At all. Unless they're smoking stuff. But that will usually smell a bit like food and not just the wood, and I don't know why they'd be using that scenty wood to smoke stuff. Unless they're actually burning trash when they're not supposed to be. Not technically allowed to burn trash in city limits. It's only for the people that are outside city limits. Ugh. All of the doggy kisses all over the side of my face. He's so damn nosy. Like, the second somebody's in another room, he starts, like, losing his mind. He's like, where did they go? Why did they go that way? I want to go. And then you take him, and then he's like, I don't want to be out here. Like, there'll be times where we're out on the porch doing something, and he's, like, losing his mind because we're outside on the porch. And then we go and get him and bring him out to potty, and he didn't want to potty. He just didn't want us outside because he doesn't want to be out there either. He's, like, still pulling back from the door. I'm like, buddy, that's not how this works. I hate to burst your puppy bubble, but that's not how this works. Okay. Now that we've been mauled by the puppy. He's not a puppy. He's like 11. Going on 12 maybe? I don't know why he suddenly decided to be like puppy squeaky all of the time. In fact, I can hear him being puppy squeaky outside right now. And then Momo was trying to jump in my lap while Zuzu was up there, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. Like, please don't. Please, please, please don't do that. You're not as limber and little as you used to be. There were times where I would find Momo in our clothes hamper if we hadn't done laundry in a while, and it was like overflowing on the top. He would somehow manage to jump in the top of it and be laying in the top of the dirty clothes, and I'm like, buddy, hi, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, let's get out of there. We don't need to be up there, okay? I mean, he hasn't been able to do that in quite some time. Which I'm glad for, because I was always worried he was going to get stuck or hurt himself getting out of there. It wasn't like it had a lid on it or anything. It was just, it was open air, but still. We're getting down to the end of this one. Alrighty. I keep putting all of these trees in crooked. Because of course I do. What? I want to drop the sharp pointy thing. Well, that would be bad. So again, sorry for the puppy interruption. Earlier. Sounds like he was having a grand old time dicking around outside, driving Russell crazy with his ear-splitting squeakiness. I wish I knew why he started with the ear-splitting squeakiness. Because for a small dog, he was never that yippy. He was never that barky. Only recently has he started getting extra yippy and barky. Okay, hopefully I don't regret not pulling this mat up in between all of these. And we've got this guy. We'll put into here. What was he yipping at?
Yipping at Tessa, he's saying hello.
Is that what he wanted to do? Was just go out to bark at her?
He's been going back to visit them whenever he can.
Tessa's huge. Like, I'm intimidated by Tessa. I also don't know Tessa that well. So I got a little nervous when I was outside earlier and she came like running up to me and barked and I was like, easy doggy, I live here. his aunt's like, oh, she's fine, just talk to her. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but I asked y'all not to have her out here off the leash to begin with, and there she is off the leash. Like, I don't trust dogs that I don't know. We need to approach with caution. I always feel like that's a good policy to have. Especially a bigger dog. And I'm like, okay. Let's just take it easy there. Alright, so let's start to bring this back down in height again. I do feel like I need to fill in this little section here. I got a little bit thinner. And of course I think I missed half of the section that I was trying to fill in. Alright, so this guy, at least want to get this tree section filled in today. That's what I would like to get finished. That is my goal. Alright, so now I've got this little tiny wisp of a guy here. We'll work on getting that tapped in. Well, this section might need a little more coverage. We'll see here. What are you doing about D&D tomorrow?
Oh, I've got no idea. Rob hasn't said anything, so I see nothing.
I would think it would be a couple more weeks because they gotta train the dude before they can cut him loose.
Yeah, so I already said that. He didn't disagree, so.
And that could take a few weeks. Alright, so we'll get this put into here. And I don't want to be real long here. Let's start to really shorten this section up. But I mean, you can see some of the pink tone shining through there a bit. So even though we did come back in with the green over top of it, I'm still glad that we've got that in there. I think it would have looked much different if we hadn't, and then, you know, it would have definitely been, you know, no tiny thin spots or little breaks or anything. Did we need to make my mom dinner, or is she?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Alright, so we're getting this tapped into here. And we'll get this one. Alright, so we're slowly getting that height dropped down there. So yeah, the shade difference is extremely subtle. Like, extremely. Extremely subtle. What was the matter?
Nothing. My mother being my mother.
Okay. Alright. So we get that put into there. I mean, we're slowly getting that block in there. We're almost done for today. Not quite, but almost. I mean, we've got a little bit of a thinness in here, but I think I'm okay with that. Or at least I'm okay with it right now. Alright, that does seem like a little bit thick there. But maybe we can stretch that out just a little bit. Alright, so fill in this spot here. And then we'll start getting this worked into here. Make sure you get all those little loose ends tagged in as best as you can. I mean, you know, the little wispy guys on the ends can be a bit stubborn. and have a mind of their own about what they're gonna do, but you know, just see what you can do. That way they're not too all over the place on you. Sorry, I'm looking at this one spot and I'm like, that might be a little too thin, because we're gonna have another section of tree kind of tapped along the bottom here, overlapping a little, and I just don't want it to open up in there as fibers are pulled and have that big of a gap in there. So the more I'm trying to think about the next stage, the more I'm like, maybe we oughta just put a little something something into there. Alright. So, where did we leave off? We're down in here. And working our way up to here. I don't want to be too high into this cloud bank because we're coming down closer to the water here. But I did want to come over the edge of our land hill bit here a little bit. If we're able to. Okay. Kind of looking at that in there and thinking probably need to come up just a little bit on that section there. Just didn't like the way that was separating in there. Alright, so we got that. Okay, next bit here. Next bit of fluffy stuff. That section's a little thin. Okay, so we've flipped that up. And let's see about getting this section worked into here. I'm gonna kind of let the little guys at the top just do whatever they want. We'll figure it out. So remember, we're gonna have some water coming in here so we can even up that line in there if we need to. that bottom edge. So that should be fine there. Don't be afraid to go back and re-stab some of the places next to where you're working now. I mean, sometimes the fibers can get pulled a little bit loose as you're stabbing in one section, so it's more than fine to go back and do a little adjusting. Random dark hair that came out of this pulled out. Alright, I'm just gonna tuck in this little extra wispy guy around the top there to make him a little bit easier to handle as we get worked down here. Alright, so we're almost there. At least for this section. Alright, I'm gonna pop this guy up. And just re-smooth everything down here. Just make sure that we're looking okay. I think we're doing all right. Okay. Still seems like a bit of a steep drop off. I might come back into there. Just add maybe one more bit of fluff just to even that out a little bit. All right. But first, let's finish getting this little finger here all dressed up in their trees. If we can. Alrighty, so we'll do a little snip snip here. Alright, this unruly little flyaway tail here. Let's get that under control a little bit. We'll try to. Don't know how well that'll work. but we can try. Alright, that was just a piece of plant fiber that got mixed into the fluff that didn't get ripped out when they were processing it. It happens sometimes. Depends on how well it was processed. This stuff has felt kind of roughly processed. We are almost out of this bit of fluff. But it's a good thing we don't have too much further to go. Alright, so we'll get this guy worked into here. So right now my big thing is just kind of getting this seam covered up. I'm just kind of getting these guys in. And I did snip that at a little bit of an angle. I was kind of hoping it would give us a little bit of height variation. Probably won't, because by the time it gets all tapped in, those little wispy guys will be very much melted into the background there, but that was worth a shot, right? Okay. It might have just been a coarse hair that didn't dye very well. Okay, let's see if we can get this wrapped up here. Because I am starving. I would like to go start my dinner in just a few minutes. So I should be getting Friday's very quick solo Planet Zoo game or session up on the YouTube channel later tonight. And then tomorrow I'll get Sunday's live stream posted. At least that's the plan, so make sure you follow all of the social media places down below. I need to update Instagram with, no, Kofi with something. I think a photo of our last finished project. I don't think I remembered to do that yet. Zuzu's in the house, right? Because I heard an excessive amount of yipping coming from outside. I don't know where it's coming from. Alright, this is gonna be another landmass, so it'll be like trees covering the base of that section in there. Oh, great, now my nose is itching again. As long as it doesn't start bleeding again, we're good. That one.
No, it's someone off in the distance.
Okay. It was just an excessive amount of yipping, and I didn't know if
no, it's not ours.
They took him out without the leash.
I didn't think they would, but
Alright, so we'll probably grab our watercolor when we get there. And bring it like just a little bit over that bottom edge. Do I need to make you dinner?
no, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
Alright, so we'll get this tapped into here. And we'll get that snipped in there. And I think I'm gonna have to shut this window in just a second. Because of the truck exhaust smell. Alright, there we go. Fill that in there. Because that's all the same shade, it just kind of melted in to the background, but that looks a little bit better. Alrighty. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We've got this tree line put in here, and like I said, there's going to be another little bit of a land finger coming out in here, and then this will get a little bit covered up along the bottom in here. So not bad for today. I mean, we did end up covering up most of that pink, but there's some hints of it coming through. So I'm still glad that we did that. I think it definitely helps matters there. So that's going to be it for today. I won't be back until Thursday with Coral Island. If I am back, it'll be definitely bonus content, and it would be with the duo zoo stuff that we've been working on, but I'm not going to commit to that yet because this whole month has been a shit show. So yeah, we'll see what happens as we get there, but planned day to be back is going to be on Thursday. Alright, so you guys have a good week. Hopefully it's quick and painless. And I hope to see everyone back here on Thursday for Coral Island. And thank you for your time today. And until next time, Have a good one.